hitting stream.
He says yes.
He said, yeah, he's just hitting stream.
All right. Here we go. Record. Record. You gotta say something.
We're recording. Why
That's
wait?
what we're doing right now. Why wait?
Why ask why? Why wait? We're just going to do it. Who cares? You got your headphones on? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
you got your
matter.
microphone ready? Doesn't matter. Your vocal cords all nice and warmed up?
Show notes
Doesn't
don't
matter. We're recording.
Did you go take your pre-show piss? Doesn't matter. I guess.
Did you? You're the only person that does that.
Doesn't matter.
I gotta do
That's what
it.
all these empty bottles are in front of us for. I'll just take care of
it's
that.
Johnny Bootlegger. Oh man, I should have got some more.
Bonnie Bootlegger.
Hey, where's Patrick?
I don't know.
Is he doing something more important
Apparently,
than this?
Patrick became part of a band that he likes more than us, and he's playing with that band somewhere right now.
On a Friday night, on a sacred verbal assault evening.
I mean, yeah, it's like this was, like this was an unplanned event,
Right.
You know?
Like he hasn't known for 3 years that this is a thing we do on Friday nights
Yeah.
at
we
a certain
managed-
time.
We managed to all make sure, but
Where did Steve-O go?
I don't know.
Did he
I don't
really
know.
go take his pre-show
I guess he did.
bathroom break during the show?
I'm not sure where Patrick is exactly, but I know he sent me a Snapchat of this is what's happening right now before we play, and there was some girl doing like splits on a stage with a large crowd. That's what I know.
So is this like his jug band? He's got a jug band?
Yeah, it's
Is
like
that what it is?
It's like a Weird Al kind of comedy jug band.
Oh, okay.
Can we hear Steve-O?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah,
You
he's
can't
just-
say
I
yeah.
wasn't sure.
Obviously, you can
Well,
hear
he's
you.
the most important one that I need to hear.
Yeah, you can
I
totally
asked
hear
that
me.
question.
Yeah.
Steve-O, I had links that I was going to send you, but then I was going to send you, but I just decided who cares.
Okay.
Did anybody? I mean, I know we put up some stuff on the Facebook page, but was any of that the text where Nathan forgot the laptop? When he said,
No. That was not. The last thing that was posted was me asking if we were supposed to think you were asleep.
That's right. You guys posted that up. Yeah, I was about to leave, and I from another bedroom they said, goes, "Hey, they posted about you."
Rochelle said that?
No, Sarah did.
Oh.
It was-
You saw what I said?
I'm not getting all
No,
that.
just that picture. I mean, I didn't look at that stuff there. No, the
Oh.
Facebook post.
That was a good picture, Dave.
Is it? I mean, yeah, I just.
They caught me sleeping. Jerry, that was funny.
Mm-hmm. So, what's Steve-O doing?
Well, I'm having issues with. It's not like. It's not picking me up on the stream. I like it when we just go.
Yeah.
We just went.
Fuck it,
I
who
just,
We
cares?
just
Who
went.
cares?
well, I just figured, like, why wouldn't it work?
It should always work.
I mean, why wouldn't it work?
I mean, that is a valid.
Your
valid
horn settings
point.
and-
I know. What have you been doing, Steve-O?
Well, I do change my settings a lot because I have.
Oh, that's
to.
good.
I have to. I mean, like, depending on if I'm fucking around on the computer or if I'm playing
Fucking around.
Oculus or if I'm doing the podcast, I have to use different inputs and outputs. Wait, oh, it seems to be doing okay.
Oh, so now it is okay.
Well, it's like
Now it's
I had
okay.
it. I had it split up where it was. Hold on. Say something.
Hey,
Something.
Something.
Hey, you know what should be illegal is if you're in a, let's say, a county that's made up of mostly 2-lane roads, it should be fucking illegal to go 10 miles an hour under the speed limit.
Damn.
You can't pass anybody. It's just curvy roads. You can't do anything. And it may drive some people to want to murder. I'm just saying it might. You might want to murder somebody when you're stuck in a fucking county out in the country and everybody is going 10 miles an hour under the speed limit. It should be fucking illegal, Dave.
Whoa! Now, when that happens, you need to breathe deeply and say a chant to yourself like, I don't know.
Rengekyo, I'm Yanyo Rengekyo,
Yeah,
I'm Yanyo
that
Who
sounds
stole
good.
my bow tie?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Untie
something
my
like
bow
that.
tie. Who stole my Honda stuff?
I mean,
Speaking in
chill.
tongues.
Wait, what is that?
Speaking in tongues.
Oh, that's from
Carmen.
Carmen, yeah.
Carmen, yeah. Can't believe you recognize that.
Yeah, like yeah. The champion.
Carmen Sandiego.
Not that Carmen.
Carmen with the
I know.
eyebrows.
Carmen plays the piano.
He had that.
No, that's
he had that.
Dino.
He had that
Champion.
music video, and I don't remember the song, but
Was it
he
Lazarus?
was like in his. It was about demons and shit, and he was in his. What the fuck, Dave?
Dave, are you okay? Oh my God, he
Jesus
forgot his
Christ.
drinks and he had to scramble to get them.
I thought Dave had a demon. There's this Carmen music video where he's like, he's singing the song and then it cuts away to like him sleeping in bed, and then all these demon hands come up out of his bed and then like pull him to hell through his bed.
Isn't that the
And
champion?
then you see flames and shit. I don't know. Maybe.
Sounds like it would be.
But that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. There was all these demon puppets running around.
Well, there's one of his songs that actually still gives me chills when I listen to it. It's,
Yeah.
it's called I don't know if it's called Lazarus Come Forth, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But it's saying from the perspective of Lazarus, right? And like Lazarus had just died, and he's in I can't remember how the lyric goes, but he's like he goes to the place where the holy men are hanging out before they go to heaven, right? And he's they're all telling him. They're all talking, like Abraham was talking about how God once tested him, and Moses like, well, he made me to speak for the children of Israel or whatever. And they all giving their stories, and he's like, but y'all never knew him the way I did. And then like the music gets real quiet, and he's like, he used to walk with me and talk with me, and I was there. I was there when he healed the lame, and I was there when he fed the 5,000. And he's talking, and then it switches, and then you hear Jesus, and he's like, Jesus is up at Lazarus's tomb, and he knocks. He's like, Lazarus, and he's like, actually, I remember just yesterday I could hear him calling my name, Lazarus. He's like, actually, I think I hear him now. What? Lazarus. Jesus?
Wait a minute.
Lazarus. Jesus? Lazarus. Jesus? Lazarus. Jesus? And he goes, come forth. And then the music is like, and I'm getting chills, and I'm like, God damn, that's a song
I
right
need to
there.
hear this now.
It is awesome. It is so good.
I really need to hear it.
No, you don't. Please don't.
I mean, Steve-O just went through the whole song.
That's
You don't
pretty
really-
much it.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
that
really-
didn't give me chills at all.
I had chills.
I did. I was thinking about it. I got chills.
Well, you guys got more lost questions for me or what?
No, I've lost them.
I got one for Nathan.
Yeah.
It's not a lost question.
Question for Nathan?
Bonus question from last week. Nathan,
Yeah.
what reptile snuck into a NASA facility, and what did they do to make sure that never happened again?
I know the answer.
It was a
Marmoset.
Bezos.
Oh,
Yeah, I
a
don't know.
Bezos.
I don't know.
A Bezosisk.
Yeah.
Basosaur.
Bezosaur. What we got?
Well, it was an alligator. I don't remember if because I've been to Kennedy with so many people, they always tell this story, but an alligator climbed up over their high fences, their whatever they are, 8-10 feet tall fences.
Damn.
8 feet 3.5 inches.
Oh.
Isn't that the only test you have to
I don't
pass
know
to be
if
an
I-
astronaut? Maybe he just wanted to be an astronaut.
So that happened, and then the gator walked into this NASA office and was like hanging out inside because it walked up to
Just hanging out inside.
it walked up to the motion sensor door, and the door opened, and he just let himself in.
As they do.
So NASA, in all of their rocket sciencey wisdom, decided to take that motion sensor and angle it up a little bit.
Right. The trajectory wasn't exact enough.
Yeah. They had the wrong azimuth on that one.
I really
Yeah.
have to question whether or not an alligator climbed an 8-foot fence. I really have to question that.
You think it was sabotage? You think Bezos
I'm
let it
saying
in?
that thing probably crawled in through a hole somewhere, and they're just like, oh, it must climb the fence. But
Yeah.
I don't think an alligator's climbing a fence.
I don't know about that, man.
An
There's some super alligators
No, an
out there,
alligator
man.
can launch out of the water, but climbing a vertical fence, I don't think so.
I
don't think so, Dave.
I think you're underestimating gators. Just saying.
I think they can do it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Can an alligator climb a
Please,
Thanks.
yes, find me a video of it.
I wanted to UL Laboratories.
Just how clumsy they really are.
Yeah, and you didn't even think, what if the alligator had a pogo stick?
Or just one of those tiny trampolines.
Yeah,
But
right?
He could easily carry that thing around. It's tiny. Just jump right over the
Right.
fence. Maybe that's what.
Or a trebuchet.
Instead of building a wall,
Trebuchet.
that's what
Yeah.
Trump can do. Is he can just raise the motion sensors.
Okay, I want
a
to see
little.
it. I want to see it. I want to see. Here's an alligator.
Here's
Wait,
an
He's a
alligator.
little one.
That's it is kind of a little one.
Like
Is
a
it?
3 or 4
Is it?
footer? It's like a 3 footer.
It looks big to me.
I want to see it. It's
come
it's
on.
I wanna
scurrying
see it
along the
jump.
I want to
fence.
see him pull out wire
Let's see it
cutters
go
and
up the
cut
fence.
through the fence.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
it's doing it.
Wait a
See.
minute. Hold on.
Look
That's a
at him.
very short fence.
It
doesn't
doesn't matter
climb.
when
It
you
climb.
think,
Yeah,
when you
okay.
think
Scales
about
up.
it,
All right.
its appendages seem natural
I
to be
guess
able to climb a chain link fence.
I mean,
He
I
did
guess
it.
I'm.
He
I
totally
guess you're
did
right.
it.
I did underestimate an alligator.
Does this mean you were stumped?
He stumped you.
Stumped you.
He stumped.
Oh,
Completely
man.
stumped. Look at that gator go, man.
Look at him go.
Steve-O,
Yo.
did you see this shit that came out today about this Neil Armstrong movie with Ryan Gosling?
I've heard of it. In fact, they did a casting call for extras while they were filming it. They filmed it at the visitor center.
Whoa.
So here's the whole. Well, here's the whole like controversy going around is that
Ryan Gosling didn't actually walk on the moon.
no, yeah, that would be the politically yeah. No, they apparently they're leaving out. The news came out that they're leaving out the whole planting of the American flag scene on the moon. And then they got backlash from that. And then Ryan Gosling said, well, I spoke to a lot of Neil Armstrong's family, and I feel like he really didn't feel like he was doing it for America. He felt more like he was doing it for the whole planet kind of thing.
I mean, that could be true. I don't know. All the astronauts, they toe the party line. You never really get to know what they really feel. But
we were trying to beat the fucking commies,
right?
Like,
yeah, it's part. And it was one of the things that we did, and I mean, blame it on being a period piece. It's accurate to the history. Why would you not plant the flag?
Yeah, that's true.
Because China owns Hollywood now, Steve-O.
Oh.
This is the truth.
Hmm.
China owns Hollywood. That's why every space movie has the Chinese like running shit in space.
Well,
It's true. Look,
in the movie, first in The Martian, the Chinese came in and saved the day. In Gravity, it was their space station that Sandra Bullock made her way to ride back into the atmosphere.
yep.
And Chinese,
Whoa.
man.
In honor of that, I'm now hanging an American flag outside of my
Moon.
small dwelling. Yep.
Outside of your moon.
Outside of my moon. Yes.
So what do you say when you're in the bathroom and someone knocks?
Occupied.
That's boring.
Yeah, but I'm sorry it's boring, but that's my answer. That's
Oh.
what I say. What else do you say?
I say, can alligators climb a fence?
You ask yourself, sir.
Are we supposed to answer this funny? Because when I read the text, I was like, oh, occupied. Okay, what's next?
I just say what, but I think
Sandy, you don't
In
even
a
need,
public bathroom.
I say I need a bowel, Vanna.
you don't need to say anything. They already know it's fucking locked. Why are they even
Yeah.
knocking?
what
Like,
about just you're late.
you're late.
That's what you say from inside the stall.
Yeah.
Get away from here.
Yeah.
That's what you should say.
Hurry, I'm losing my boner.
You're probably wondering why I called this meeting.
Were you expecting the Chinese?
Dave, what you got?
What do you got?
I already said it. So I need a bowel, Vanna.
What's the weird?
I'd like to buy a
That's good.
bowel.
Have you
Oh.
heard anybody say anything
I need
weird
a
from
bowel,
inside a
Vanna.
bathroom?
No, it's just another one of those threads I saw on Reddit.
So you've never heard anybody say anything weird in a bathroom ever?
I mean, come in.
What?
What was it? Oh, baiting.
Yeah. Baiting.
What do you want, baiting?
Baiting.
Go away, I'm baiting.
Well, do you guys want to play this game?
Sure.
We've played it before. Steve-O, you might remember it because you've played it before. It's called What If. Do you remember this game? What if?
Yeah, sure.
For example, what if you could get 4 inches taller, but your arms became 2 inches shorter? That's just a practice question. You don't have to really put too much thought
Oh,
into it.
practice question.
I feel like that would even me out. I feel like my arms are too long and I'm too short, so that'd be perfect.
4 inches taller, arms 2 inches shorter. Your arms are. Doesn't everybody's arms fall in like virtually the same spot on their
No.
leg? Isn't that a
I
thing?
don't think so. No,
No.
because people have different sized torsos
Yeah.
and
I think maybe what you're thinking of, because it's what I was thinking of, is like when you're learning how to draw people. As a rule of thumb, the tips of their fingers are supposed to be their mid thigh.
Yeah.
I mean, roughly, I mean, it's not exact, but that's roughly how far they need to be. And then there's the thing where, like, take any adult, no matter how tall or short they are, you align their noses and then their belly buttons line up. Like your belly button's supposed to be exactly 21 inches or something like that. From your,
What if you're a
Yeah.
child?
that's
I did say
that's some
adult.
serious forensic information there.
I did say adult.
That was the weirdest.
Oh, you did. Sorry.
You've never heard that?
No.
About the belly
Have
buttons?
you tried it with?
Belly buttons. I mean, pretty.
Belly
That's
button nose.
pretty much how I like introduce myself to people.
Why don't you just get out a measuring tape?
No,
Sniffing the
no.
butt.
We go tip to tip. We go tip to tip. Nose tip to nose
Belly
tip,
button to belly button.
and then we go.
Friends for life.
It's
the
like
hardest button to button.
69, but with nose to belly button.
Yeah. No.
Oh, so you put your nose to their belly
Yeah.
button and
Oh,
their
yeah.
belly button to
Yeah.
your backwards.
Well,
but-
actually, yeah, because if it was nose to nose, that would just be weird.
Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
that's hot.
Yeah, the other stuff's not weird.
No, it's not at all. So, what you guys want to get 4 inches taller?
Like
Arms? 4 inches shorter?
Yeah.
like when the guy that like offered me a blowjob, on the beach, I was just like, no, but can we compare distances between noses and belly buttons?
Yeah, that's not weird. Do you want to go somewhere and compare distances?
Dave, why are you doing a Nazi salute on the
What's
screen?
going
right now?
on?
You can't,
I'm
you
try-
can't
I'm
raise your
try-
hand for any reason.
I'm
now.
trying to look and see how long my hand would be if it was 2 inches
Oh,
shorter.
okay.
So I'm trying to get a feel.
You see, that's going to get just screen capped, and then people are going to say you're Nazi. That's the way things work now.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. But
and
it's
then
just
they're going to
reality.
invite Nathan on CNN to explain,
Yeah.
and it'll be great for podcast ratings.
Okay, well, you guys will be interested to know that 79% of people said no, they would not like to get 4 inches taller.
I thought it
Okay.
was- yeah, definitely no. I don't need to.
Surprised.
6 feet is good.
Yeah, I'm fine where I'm at.
6 feet of
I
bubble
would
gum.
be 6'2".
What about 2 inches on your penis and then 2 inches off of your
Belly
arms?
Distance from nose.
Yes and yes.
Yes, if I could make my penis 2 inches shorter to make the distance between my belly button and my nose 2 inches longer, yes. I
No,
would
no,
totally-
Steve-O.
Oh my
Steve-O.
God.
2 inches around.
Oh,
Yeah.
just around. We're talking circumference here,
Yeah.
not even diameter. We're going all the way around.
Yeah, Pepsi can dick. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
I'll say no to that
Nobody's
one.
going to say no to that.
No, except me.
Except the women. They'll say no
Right.
to
All right. So, what if you found $200 on the ground every day, but every time you picked it up, you trip and hurt yourself every single time?
But
Sure.
I think I would do that.
Yep.
I would learn from that and stop walking up to
I'm
it. And
pretty good at
I'd be doing
falling.
I'd be doing a grunt crawl up to it so I wouldn't trip anymore. I mean,
yeah, but this is like Final Destination, man. Even if you like get a stick and like draw it towards you, as soon as you touch it, man, like you're gonna explode, or like a huge pane of glass.
explode or fall down. I mean,
Yeah, it's
that's
just
two
like-
different things, bro.
Trip.
It's like the ground gives away beneath you and you like
You
bust a
tri-
kneecap.
you trip into a landmine. Like you're like, oh, there's a landmine there. I need to be careful, but I'm gonna grab this $100 bill,
200.
$200 bill, and
$200.
They still make those.
Who's on that one?
fucking Trump. Trump he made the $100 bill great again.
And made it
Made it worth twice as much.
made it bigger. Say made it bigger.
It should be what?
Like Trump.
He made it bigger. This is one of the videos I was gonna send you, and then I had to drive across town and got mad, and then I didn't. But I was just gonna say Bill Clinton on the $200 bill, but I want it to be his face when he was watching Ariana Grande at the No. It was at Aretha Franklin's
Yeah, I saw it.
fucking funeral. Ariana Grande was singing one of her songs, and Bill Clinton is directly behind her, and he looks like this. He looks like he has this face of pure joy
Yeah.
in like serenity, and he's just staring at her, and but then kind of glancing around with this look of like confused bliss on his face. And
He was tripping, man.
Yeah, I
He was
want
tripping
that
balls.
Bill Clinton on the $200 bill.
You know, he just goes around like, I'm fucking done. I ain't gonna do anything else. I'm totally done with everything. I can sit here in this chair and be high out of my mind, and I think that's what he's doing nowadays.
Yeah, and someone on Twitter was like, find the person that looks at you the way that Bill Clinton looks at her when Hillary's not around. It's just like, let's look at his face.
So you're doing it. Y'all gonna hurt yourselves for $200 a day forever.
Probably.
Yeah,
It's
I
no
mean,
different from my usual day-to-day routine.
Yeah,
it would
pretty
just be
much.
plus $200. So
Right.
I'm in.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. And 66% of people would. 34% of people have enough money in their bank account. They're like, fuck that $200 every day. I don't want to get hurt.
Oh
Mm.
man, fuck those people. I'll take their $200.
Oh, this is a question for Thanos. If you could become
Thanos.
the most powerful person in the world, but everyone you knew died.
That doesn't.
Who wants to be? I want to see how many
No.
people said yeah.
No.
Who wants to be that powerful? This is a question for movie villains. This is not a question for people.
Okay,
Right. I
wait,
mean,
wait.
and if you were a movie villain, you'd have nobody to monologue to.
What? Because everybody would be dead.
Yeah.
True.
Okay,
Seagull,
okay.
you
So
say?
is it ongoing? Okay, so like I become the most powerful person in the world, and everybody I love dies. All right, but does that mean that like I make new friends and
No, he said
and-
everybody dies. You're like the most.
No,
Powerful
it was
friends die.
everybody.
Oh.
Everybody you care about dies.
If you're the
Oh.
only person living, obviously the most powerful person in the world.
Right. That's why I thought it was so absurd. I was like, what?
You're
Why?
fucking Will Smith. Just
Yeah.
Will Smith and a dog.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Yeah. So all my friends die, all my family dies, but I can make new friends, right? Or do they die as soon as they become my friend?
Oh, yeah. That's a hell of a Midas touch there.
Well, it is phrased as all you knew died. So
All
maybe
you
everyone
knew.
you have known, but then after
Oh,
that, you basically you are the most powerful person in the world, so you get to choose from then on.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, as long as they don't have to suffer, then yeah.
You don't. I mean, that doesn't. It's not specified.
Yeah. Right?
It's too much power. I
Think of
can't.
how much
I
good
can't
could
handle
do.
that.
Think of how much good I could do if y'all
Yeah,
died.
exactly.
And you
I
would
can
go evil,
sacrifice
bro.
y'all.
You would go. You'd go evil.
What are you talking about, Dave?
But
I'm just
you
going to
can't even-
sacrifice my closest
You
friends
can't
and
even
family.
drive across town
What's-
without
what's-
raging.
What's evil about that?
Okay, well, in strictly the interest of raising the percentage of people that said yes to this question, I'm going to say yes to this question, and 11% of people agree.
Oh,
There are
11%.
there are some people.
I thought it'd be higher.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably not that many people that play this game, and that's probably where they have their pool of information.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that play this game.
Okay, that one's stupid. If you had a USB connection in your neck where you could save and read information, but you dreamed only in ones and zeros.
oh, that'd be
So
fun.
you become a computer,
I'm
basically.
down.
That's stupid.
I'm not going to do that.
I'll do
Let's
it.
see if there's a better question behind this one.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
You'll-
Steve would do it.
Yeah, Steve-O's
I
into
believe it.
jacking in.
Yeah, jacking in, jacking off,
Yeah.
Hey.
jacking out.
Okay, here's a question for you future
VR
starlets in the room.
VR porn.
Future starlet?
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Well, you're already there. So this
I
is
was
a
go-
question for these two. No, okay. Every clip, what if every clip you upload to YouTube goes viral? Every single one. But every clip is of you crying for 10 minutes.
Whoa, whoa.
So that's the only video I can make for the rest of my life. Like, my phone doesn't work unless I'm filming myself crying for 10 minutes. Yeah, I
I'm
don't want that.
afraid that's not for me. Not that crying is bad, but 10 minutes worth of crying? I'm afraid some tear ducts would be dried up and I'd be dehydrated.
I think it'd really bring the world down. If everyone felt the
If
like
they were
it-
laughing at your crying ass.
No, man, it's gonna start bringing them down. It goes viral every day. Every day, this video goes viral, right? This new
Some
video.
people are ugly criers.
Yeah, maybe that's why it's going viral.
Right?
Because they're such ugly
Not
criers.
because it's sad, but because they're ugly criers or they're the noise that they make. I mean, there's so many different ways you could go with that would be funny, that would make it viral and not sad.
Like that lady with the voicemail.
What if they cried and snorted, like laughing and snorting, but instead of that, they had to snort while they cried? That would be funny.
Like that?
Yeah, like that.
The screen froze on your face in like the most anguish I've ever seen it, and it froze there for a long time.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing Steve-O distressed in any way.
I'd like for it to go viral, please.
Yeah.
Press viral. Done.
So we gonna do it? We gonna upload crying
No.
video? Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Not me.
Oh, wait.
We'll
No,
solve every
yes.
episode crying.
Steve, yes, no.
No.
Okay, the no's have it, and we're right along with 76% of other people.
I mean, I don't know. You could be pretty well off if every video you ever made went viral. You'd never have to do. All you would have to do every day is cry for that 10 minutes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Kleenex would be, advertising like hell on your channel.
I mean, you
Maybe
could be
cleaning up.
You could be every day. You could be
Oh.
talking about a new world problem. You could be talking about starving children in every country. You could be talking about all these issues, and you could be crying. It would go viral. Think about that.
Could really change the world.
Not a good.
Well, we already said no.
Too late.
So
Missed
we're
our
all stuck in this
chance.
contract.
We,
All right. Whoever makes up these questions, it has to come from different people, because some of these are really stupid, such as, what if you could do something very illegal, but nobody ever found out?
What?
Where's the downside?
yeah, where's the
Great.
risk?
I mean,
The downside is if you don't like breaking rules.
yeah, if you're morally,
Well,
if you're morally OCD'd, I don't know.
All right.
maybe instead we should talk about hypotheticals behind this person, because I'm assuming that this website or app or whatever has people submit ideas for these questions, and this is like, I'm picturing like a 13, 14-year-old kid who has done something and he's like trying to nonchalantly tell the world that he did something really illegal and he's getting away with it?
I get what you're saying.
What do you think that he did?
A 13-year-old kid did something he thinks
Killed
is
a cat.
very illegal.
Stuck bubble gum to the bottom of his desk.
Nope, that's
Oh.
that's not harsh enough.
Okay.
Slept with his teacher.
I'm sensing it involves
Fingered a dog.
like I think it involves like military equipment or something. Like
That's a stretch.
Weird. Who would do that?
like driving something.
Like the basement of federal property.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
Oh, speaking of federal property, Dave knows about this. So I tried to look. I'm just excited about what Blue Origin is doing, and I thought it'd be cool to go park in their parking lot and walk around and take some pictures. Apparently not. I was doing great. I was getting some great pictures, and I was getting really excited about what I was getting. And I'm up like kind of close to the door. They have so the Blue Origin like motto is I think it's French. It's Gradatim Ferociter, which means step by step ferociously, and they have that ingrained in the concrete leading up to the front door, and it looks really cool. So I was framing a shot, and I was like, my face was in my camera, and I hear this guard from the left side of me come out the door. Like I hear like someone's getting out that door quickly. Sir, do you have permission to take pictures out here? I said, no, I guess not.
Why didn't you just say yes?
Well, because then he would have asked for proof or something. I don't know. My
Space Coast Steve.
my default is usually when busted, be as honest as possible.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
And,
well, all they can do is fucking throw you out, and all you are is okay. I saw you tweet that, and I was wondering where you were actually at, because if you were just on the road, you could take as many pictures.
Oh,
as you
yeah,
if you just like walk out to the road and just take some more pictures.
You know, and of course I wasn't really feeling like being combative, but he's like, no, this is private property and this is federal land. You can't be taking pictures out here. But okay, I could take all the pictures at Walmart that I want. First of all, so there's nothing like inherent with it being private property. And I can go to Kennedy Space Center and take a tour around all the launch complexes and take pictures all I want. So it's not that it's federal land. So but I didn't want to get argumentative with the guy. I just was like, all right, sorry, I'm just a big fan. I'm excited about this stuff. And one thing I am wondering is if it had anything to do with I was wearing a SpaceX hat and my Falcon Heavy t-shirt.
And you have a NASA sticker on the back of your. Don't you have a SpaceX sticker on the back of your car?
No, I don't.
No,
have
that's your old car.
Yeah, I don't have any stickers on there.
And you had your Jeff Bezos can suck my dick t-shirt on.
Yeah, no, my socks. That was my socks.
Oh, you saw, yeah.
Yeah, so that was unfortunate. I could have gotten away with some really good pictures, and then I just kept wanting to get closer and closer to the door. And so I did, and I got greedy, and then I got kicked out of there.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if you're in their parking lot, then yeah, that is their property, and they can tell you to leave, but
it's not inherent. It's not like obvious. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're on private property doesn't necessarily, like he was saying it to me like, yeah, this is private property. Of course you can't take pictures. Like, well, that's not necessarily always the case.
Yeah,
but
it
like
just depends on what they want. But if you go out to the road and you're standing on the road and you take the pictures, they can't do shit about that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, but doesn't Google Streets drive around and take pictures of people's homes all fucking day long?
As long as you're on the street, it's fine.
Yeah, and I didn't want them to remember me. You know what I mean? I just they didn't want me there, so let me get out of here and let's make sure nobody remembers me.
I still think you did the right thing.
Yeah.
It's certainly arguable.
I even offered, like, he didn't actually ask me. I think I said in the tweet that he asked me to format my card. I actually said, I suppose you probably want me to format my card, don't you? And he said yes. So I maybe could have walked away with the pictures, but then I'd be too afraid to post them. You know.
Yeah.
But Anyway, so that was my side. So somebody mentioned federal land, and it made me think of it, and I wanted to talk about it anyway.
I wanted you to tell that story because I thought that was good. You're out there trying to, you're doing so much, taking good pictures and everything, and
I was
some
stoked,
guy.
man. It was cool. Like you could see the New Shepard rocket right inside the window because like they brought one of the actually I think the first New Shepard rocket that flew, and they have it inside their lobby.
That's cool.
All right. We can go back to the game. I'm sorry. I just went off on this.
That's
No, that's a
okay.
good story. We're yeah, that's cool.
That's okay, I guess. I have another question. Question? Who am I?
That's your
I have
question?
another question. What if you could magically make cats appear, but each cat died 7 days later? You could just spawn a new cat every week. That's the
Wow.
perfect thing for people who can't make up their minds.
Oh, I thought it was the perfect person for people that just love cats.
I was gonna say I get pretty attached to an animal after 7 days. I'd
After-
think.
Really? 7 days? You'd be crying after 7 days?
Did I say crying? I said
For 10
attached.
yeah,
Well,
for
if you were crying, we could take videos of you.
Yeah,
and put it up on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yes, let's do it.
Vicious cycle. Cats crying. It's craziness.
Oh, but we already turned down the contract for the viral videos,
Mm-hmm.
so
That's true.
so we can't take the cats.
So you guys want to make cats appear and then kill them, or no?
I mean,
What?
you could go to the fucking pound every week and get a cat and then kill it every week and go get a new one. I mean,
But that's not magic.
it's not
Yeah, that's
like-
not magic.
This
We're talking
question
magic
involves
cats,
magic.
man. Magic cats. I can't let. I mean, I just couldn't spawn something just to say it's dying. I mean,
Magically induced.
sorry,
Can
cats
you
are.
spawn as many as you want?
It says cats. You can make cats
It's
appear.
plural.
But
Now,
each cat
that would
died.
be kind of fun to just
Spawn 100 cats.
yeah, just be looking at the Blue Origin building and point at it and like spawn 10,000 cats
That would be one
they're
hell of a
like- they're s-
catastrophe.
spilling out of the windows.
Bezos, come out here!
Pay those people a fair wage, Bezos. Give them bathroom breaks.
Or else
Oh, do
it
they not
gets
get
the
bathroom
cats
You're not the
again.
only one with 9 lives.
So, based on this new information, we're going to say yes to this
Yeah, I
question.
think I would take that. I mean, why not just take the power? You don't have to.
Yeah,
use
you
it.
don't.
I'm
Exactly.
afraid. I'm afraid I'm not in there. I just can't.
If you can control your magic, then it
I'm an
could
animal
be-
lover, man. I just can't. Sorry.
It could be great.
You can have so many different cats all the time cycling through with all the different personalities. You can make your viral videos that way.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
77%.
Yeah, that'd be like a catalyst.
So
Yeah.
many cat videos. What
Dave,
the fuck's going on today, Dave?
Stop with your puns. I wish you were asleep right now. All right.
I- I-
77% of people.
If we were
said
able,
no
if we were able
to
to
the-
do that and spawn those cats like that, that would be a real catalyst for change in our lives.
See,
Didn't
he says it. Nobody says anything.
you
I
say
say
that
it.
already? Did you
Because
say
I'm
catalyst?
looking at
That
you
is what I
in
said.
disgust.
Catalyst.
He's already said
And
catalyst.
I said catalyst. Everybody,
Yeah, he already said
Oh,
Chris
you
is-
said catalyst?
Steve says
Oh,
it, everybody loves him.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Nobody
The
responded at all.
face that I was making at him, I didn't even have words. I was so mad. He said, first of all, he said it right after you. Did you even hear him say catalyst?
No, I heard catastrophe. I didn't hear the
It was a
catalyst.
sloppy seconds bad pun. It was so bad.
It was pretty bad.
Becca,
Change your name to verbal ass hat.
This is just categorically stupid.
I see.
Bravo.
There you go. He did it too.
Did what? What did I do?
Oh,
Next question.
this is a great question, and you guys will all love it. What if you got this? It's more magic.
Oh, okay.
What if you got a magical microwave that turns trash into delicious pizza, but your electric bill goes up 300%?
I thought the butt was gonna be, but
Oh.
you're eating trash.
No, it turns it like it is completely transfigured into delicious pizza.
But
At
it is made
point.
out of trash.
No, it's no longer trash. It has
Oh.
been turned into delicious pizza. It's
No.
no longer trash.
All right, let me ask a question now.
Okay.
Is this before or after I have achieved the $200 a day yet falling down? Because that will fix my electric bill.
Yeah.
I'll be down for that.
What if or you could just throw those dead cats into the microwave and turn them into fresh pizza.
Delicious cat pizza. How does the piekin feel about that?
The bike. What? As pizza, I feel I'm also made of trash.
Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, you would have to eat a lot of pizza for that to be economically.
It would have to be only pizza all the time.
Only pizza.
If the magical microwave could turn trash into any food you wanted, it would be worth it.
Right.
But 300%. Okay, what if you multiplied $100 times 300%? How much is that?
$300.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 300% is 3 times.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean, in most math, yeah. In most math.
So 100% of 100 is 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
300% of 100 is
300.
300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm paying $300 a month for electricity, but my food is all taken care of.
If
Yeah.
you're
No,
eating pizza.
If you're eating pizza.
Well, now
I
as
do.
long as
That
long
is
as
kind of-
like different cats can represent different kinds of pizza. You know,
Oh, like a tabby would be kind of like pineapple and
Yeah.
or a Persian or a calico. You know, calico would be like a Hawaiian, I think, like because they're orange. They have orange in their coat. You know, actually, no. What's the orange? Like the orange, like the 9 Lives cat food cat.
What kind of pizza is that?
What kind of cat? And then I think that would be the Hawaiian because it's like orange and tropical.
It's orange.
what kind of what color cat would make an anchovy pizza?
I don't know.
Every pizza.
Nathan's
is-
dying over here. The content is unreal.
Love it. No. Just thinking of cat pizzas.
I want to I want to know what kind of cat it makes an anchovy pizza.
a
Any of-
bobcat.
Black cat?
No, a black cat's a spooky pizza.
A
No,
spooky
no.
What the fuck
pizza.
is a
My
spooky
favorite.
pizza? What is a spooky pizza?
It's got candy corn on it.
I mean,
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
I
pizza.
think the anchovy is actually going to be a curveball. It's going to be the coastal wolf that creates the
That's
anchovy.
that's not a
pizza.
cat at all.
But it has the pointy ears.
That's in the cat family. All
Yeah.
right, so we're going with. Well, we can't decide because it's just pizza. If
No, we're gonna say
we're
no.
gonna
It's
say
a
no. Say no.
terrible question.
82% of people said no to that
Yeah.
question. So in the
They're insane.
majority. All right.
all right.
Should I read this one as it's spelled or should I go ahead and correct it for them? Because either way is pretty good. I'm going to read it how it's spelled.
Okay.
What if you got angle wings? One word.
What, ankle wings?
Ankle wings? You mean like Mercury?
Yeah. Is that what we're
It's
talking
supposed
about?
to be angel wings, but
Oh.
it's one word, angle wings.
Oh, okay.
What if you got angle wings that let you fly, but they were 7 feet long, 3 feet wide, and were part of your body?
Well, I would think they would be.
They'd have to be
If
pretty
they were
big.
your angle wings, yes, they would be part of your body. It makes perfect sense.
And
Do you
they-
want angle wings?
and
they
Is
would
basically
have
what
to
it
be
comes
pretty
down
big.
to.
Fuck yeah.
Do you want to fly?
Of course.
Yes.
You want to look like that guy from X2? Is it X-Men 2 or X-Men 3 where he's
Hmm.
got the wings sprouting out of his back and he files them off?
His name's Angle. That's his name.
It's angle?
Yeah.
There's no, it's not like cool angle or like
Cool angle.
Just angle.
Cool angle.
Dark
Yeah. That's one hell of a superhero name.
Dark
Hey,
Angle.
cool angle man.
It's not like obtuse.
Does
angles.
geometry. He throws protractors at people like they're shurikens. Get the compass out.
And he says cool things like the shortest distance between you and me is my fist.
Yeah. This is my.
It's now time to feel my obtuse.
This might be the dumbest show we've ever done.
Dumbest.
It's really
Don't
good
be.
though.
It's because Patrick's not here.
That's why. Yes.
It keeps us grounded.
That's right.
Well, 54% of people said yes to the angle wings. 46 said no. This is the
course.
closest to half and half that I have seen so far in this
Wow,
game.
what a strange flight of fancy.
Dude.
Please
All right.
continue.
Here's a lost question for you guys.
You just found it?
It's in this game. What if you had to live on a deserted island for 10 years, but
Yes.
when you came back, you got $1 million?
Oh, I'd do it without it.
Fuck
yeah,
I
give
was
me
gonna
that
say.
one
Okay,
now.
I thought the downside was coming.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
Yes, absolutely. For how
of
long?
course.
For how long? A year?
10 years?
10
10 years?
years? Fucking piece of cake.
Wait a minute though. Will that $1 million gain interest over that time in 10 years? Because that definitely sets it over the top for me.
Here, let me see if I can email the.
One of my
the
favorite
creator.
books is Robinson Crusoe. Absolutely.
Alone, though. I mean, it doesn't say
Yeah.
alone, but I assume deserted means you're by yourself.
Well,
Could
you
you
get a coconut, name it
You
Wilson.
grow some.
completely alone for 10 years?
You grow some crops. You get some goats. You have a cat. You
As
get
lo- I
Man
think-
Where are you
Friday
gonna get
to
a
help you
cat?
out.
You get one every 7 days.
Shit washes up on shore.
A cat?
And then, and then,
Cat wash
then-
up on
Yeah, they
shore?
just wash up on shore.
and then when you get,
you get a cat.
That's what happens with Robinson Crusoe. Shit just washes up on shore. He finds it.
Cat in a bottle. That should be the title of the episode. Where is Patrick?
I'll name it Schrodinger.
whenever you get hungry, when you get hungry, just throw the cat in the microwave.
Yeah,
You
you
made
get to
some
take your
pizza.
magical microwave to the island. Who do you pay your electric bill to?
Yeah, we are discovering what heaven is really like. You're on a deserted island. You can create as many cats as you want. You have this magical microwave that you just
And you
make
got wings.
pizza.
I don't understand why
You
we're
have
trapped on
wings.
islands without wings. I
This
mean,
is
you
the-
could go anywhere you wanted
It's the
to.
most amazing scenario.
Okay, so we said yes to the island.
Honestly, I think as long as I knew that it was only 10 years, it would really be a piece of cake.
10
Piece of
years is
cake.
so
It's a
long.
Piece
long
of
time.
cake.
I mean, it's a
long
long
time, man.
It's a long time, but if you know it will end, you know when it will end, and I hope that you keep track of the days, and that way you don't go crazy wondering how long you've been there, because that would be the problem. Is I think that's what drives people crazy, or part of what drives people crazy in solitary confinement is not knowing how long they'll be in there.
Well, what drives them crazy though is that they're locked in a box for 23 hours a day.
That's part of it, and that's most of it. But part of it is not knowing, or at least that's whenever I imagine it. I guess that's what freaks me out the most is the thought of them putting you in some place and not knowing how long you'll be in there.
It's just that you have, I mean, to me, thinking about it, it's just that you have nothing to do at all. There is nothing to do but sit there and think. Whereas if you're on an island by yourself, you have to think about survival. You have projects you can create for yourself. I mean, you might be a little crazy by the end, but you could make it through
No,
that.
you'd be a completely different person after
Yes.
10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Completely
You could be a
different.
different,
And you know
completely
what?
different person anyway after
Yeah.
10 years. It's like-
But you might be so socially introverted after those 10 years that you would develop the phobia of not being able to go outside. You might actually damage yourself.
And want to go
Maybe.
back to the island.
Yeah.
maybe.
Take your $1 million and go. But
Why would you take the $1 million back to the island
why not?
to burn it? I guess
Yeah.
kindling.
We might need some wallpaper for your little hut out there.
Maybe one of the cats sets up a lemonade stand.
And
that's how you
besides, they
buy
may
their
be all in
lemonade?
200. They're all in $200 bills.
Nobody can break one of those. What are you doing walking around with $200 bills all the time? Nobody can break it.
How would you like these, sir? $200 bills, please. They take them everywhere.
Okay, so 41% of people said yes, they would do this. 59% of people said no. I understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
What a bunch
understand.
of pussies.
I wonder
mean-
how much of the 41% could actually do it, though.
What's that?
I wonder how much of the 41% could actually do it.
Yeah.
Like how many of them would actually make it past the first week? And, first year.
Oh. All right. This is a pretty good question. What if any religion of your choosing becomes the truth? But you must spend the rest of your life persuading everyone that it really was.
What, my Jesus?
What? Did you say what, my
I
Jesus?
said, what, my Jesus?
My Jesus.
No. You get to pick a religion, any religion, and it becomes that it is true. And has always been. But you have to spend the rest of your life spreading the good word.
Well, if you knew it was true, wouldn't you want to?
Yeah, you would
probably-
want to.
Yeah,
If you
would.
knew that it was true,
Yeah, you'd want to testify.
but you'd also look like a fucking psycho if you're the only person.
Kind of like me in my teen years, right, Dave?
Yes.
And how could you explain to people that you know for a fact? People already try to do that all the time.
Well, you know.
Oh, that's the conundrum. Of
This
being
is
an
like what
evangelist.
this guy Jack Cornfield, he was a Buddhist monk and he still teaches about that stuff. He talks about like you don't want to be the guy that sees Bigfoot, right? Like,
yeah.
if you do see Bigfoot, you have just encountered a huge problem for yourself because now you know Bigfoot exists, and then you're faced with the problem of, well, do I tell people and everybody thinks I'm crazy, or do I not? And do I just live through this whole thing of, well, I know this thing, but nobody will believe me? It's the same thing. And that's kind of what he talks about with a lot of the meditation experiences and the different things that, that happens. Like, say, when people do psychedelics and things,
Yeah.
you have these crazy experiences, and it's basically like you've seen Bigfoot. And if you talk about it, people just look at you like, if they haven't seen it themselves, then they're like, what the fuck what is this crazy person
Right,
saying
yeah.
right now?
I'm never looking at Bigfoot.
I don't want to see him. His feet are too big.
Trust me, you want to see him. Everyone should see Bigfoot once a year.
Once in your lifetime.
At least once in your lifetime, but
Yeah,
ideally
all at the
once
Burning
a-
Man Festival. Everybody sees Bigfoot.
I'd
Go
go.
to the Bigfoot tent.
I'd look at him.
I'd look. I'd wink an eye.
I wouldn't turn away.
But think about that though, like that idea of the fact that you really know, you've seen it and you know, but you're faced with that huge problem. Nobody's going to believe you, and you have to think a lot of these people, let's say religious people, like I've known people that claim to have seen Jesus
Mhm.
straight up face to face,
Mhm.
and you got to think, well, do they believe it? Are they full of shit? Were they on drugs? What was going on? But
Yeah.
you look at their perspective is, well, God, I fucking saw Jesus. I have to tell people
Mhm.
about it. And now you've got me talking about it 15 years later and talking about how fucking crazy they are that they talked about fucking seeing Jesus in their backyard,
Yeah, I know somebody who claims to have seen someone's finger grow back that had been cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had their fist. Everybody had their hands all around this person's hand, and their hand was in the middle. And then they all prayed and prayed and prayed. And when everybody pulled their hands away, behold, their finger was back.
Yeah.
And
My dad
this
said-
person
yeah.
claims that I was there. I was there when it happened.
These crazy people. Where you been? On an island for 10 years?
See
My
shit.
dad said he was with a group of people praying for somebody whose arm was like deformed, like somebody was born with a deformity where their arm was like half formed.
Mhm.
And he said they prayed for this person and he saw somebody's arm grow out completely to normal. It's like, well, I know my dad didn't lie about that, so
Yeah. So what's
happened
what's
there?
up? Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. He saw Bigfoot.
Mass visions.
He
So
saw
Bigfoot is the religion you choose. It becomes the truth.
Yeah, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
a Sasquatchian.
And you have to spend the rest of your life persuading everyone.
I would choose Buddhism.
But see, everybody thinks that they're going to be the person that can take the picture of Bigfoot that really makes it, You see everybody's blurry ass pictures and you're like, if I was there, it'd be no fucking problem.
Yeah, man.
Everybody thinks
I
that.
could get a picture.
I take selfies all the
Solid.
time.
Yeah. It's really hard to get a great shot. it's because if you don't have a zoom lens, which means you probably don't have like a DSLR, you can't zoom. You know, you get your phone out, your phone ain't shit. Nobody gives a shit about your phone picture. It ain't gonna matter because you're going to be too far away from that Bigfoot.
But if you go out there with your professional cameras and shit, they're gonna think that you just made the picture.
You just gotta greet Bigfoot right, you know, nose to belly button.
Hey man, come with me. Let's show everybody who you are.
One thing that's nice about DSLRs is they take pictures in RAW, and RAW is a file format, which I could be wrong about this, but it is only like you can't really edit a RAW image. You can apply edits to it, but it makes a separate file that says, okay, whoever's editing this in the future, these are the changes that were made, and now it applies them. But if you take just that raw camera picture file, it's just the raw data that came in through the lens onto the sensor, and you can't alter that.
Yeah, I always prefer raw.
Yeah, raw is good.
I always.
Yeah, raw dog it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, so back to religion. You said you would pick Buddhism. Why? So the world would be more peaceful?
Well, really for the reincarnation part, because that's...
Oh, you're just thinking about what you want to end up happening. You're not thinking about the trials and tribulations of trying to convince people.
You just want everybody to have hair like you.
No, I've been through the trials and tribulations of trying to convince people, and I know it's impossible. So you might as well,
man.
Might as well pick a religion that you like, you know, one that promotes peace, that actually, you know, inner peace, and not well, I don't know, whatever Christianity is. I mean,
the thing about Buddhism though, like I don't know how much everybody knows about it, but that idea of karma is basically your soul is working through its karma is the idea. So each being is trying to work toward that perfect enlightened state. Mm-hmm. And so it's the same thing of like, if your karma goes one way, you know, you could reincarnate as a fucking fish or something, mm-hmm. or you could eventually come back as a higher being. But the thing is, and this is why like Buddha attained enlightenment. The story is he attained enlightenment, but then he came back because, and he didn't stay in nirvana. He came back and kind of released some of it, because what he said was the only way for everybody has to get there for it to work, basically, is his idea. So you have to think about the fact that every single soul has to ultimately reach nirvana for anybody to get there.
Okay.
So it's such a crazy idea, and it's kind of, to me, it's in a sense it's the same as Christianity in that sense of we need to attain a righteousness. It just goes about it a different way.
But they also have reincarnation. I like that.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Dolphin.
What, a dolphin?
Yeah, that's just what I've always said ever since I was a child.
And you haven't rethought about it? You haven't decided on anything better? Well, I'm not saying it's not good.
I mean, really, like the best thing would just be like a human of, you know, like the Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos kind of scale. You know, you would want to be a human. I mean, really, humans are the best animal to be, but if you could choose which human, that would be the key. But no, dolphin. Yeah. I mean, if I could swimming around in the port, you know, if I could people taking pictures of you and shit, you know, having sex for fun. They have sex for fun, and they like watching humans fuck. I like watching humans fuck.
And you could still watch like rocket launches and shit.
Fuck yeah. You get right up there on the coast. They ain't getting rid of you. I mean, those helicopters come by. You're like, blowhole. You know? Right.
Boy, you really thought this.
Yeah, you have.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give it a guess. For purely for Steve-O's passion about this, 31% of people agree.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sometimes only 31% of people are right.
Here's a question for all you bears out here. What if you never had to sleep, but you had to go into hibernation for 2 months a year? you think anybody's
yes.
ever asked a bear how they feel
Totally.
about it?
Yeah, I would totally
That's
do
still
it.
less sleep. That's way less sleep.
I would
Too-
totally do it. Yeah, I wish I never had to sleep or eat. That would be cool.
Really? You don't enjoy doing those things?
I mean, I do. I would like to be able to do those things only when I want to.
Enjoy it because your body wants to do it.
Yeah.
I could do 2 months, and yeah, I could do that.
December, January, just get out of the
But
way.
how would you get the time off work? 2 months is a long time.
I'll be
I-
like, man, I work.
I think my boss would let me do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if that is what my body would need, and I would be healthy and fine, holy crap, that would be very interesting. Because I didn't even think about the months. What months do I really hate? I don't know, man. Do they have to be back-to-back months?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
If it's like a bear.
Well, I mean, that's okay, but you're right. December, January,
Hate it.
I'd
Get out of the
prefer
way.
maybe.
But Christmas.
I go January, February because January, February are the coldest months.
And they're
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah, I
months.
can do that.
I don't
They're
know.
both
Yeah.
really stupid
Wait a minute,
months.
February. That's Black History Month, Steve.
Oh,
I
shit.
take it
Oh,
back.
no,
I take back what I
it's
said.
tax-
And Super Bowl.
I probably would. It's either January or I'd want them separated, but I don't know which the hottest month.
the
It's August,
hottest.
I guess.
Yeah, August. Yeah.
I'd want to get rid of the hottest and the coldest because I'm a spring fall kind of guy.
Guys, you talk about hot. We had an Aikido demonstration at the Knoxville Asian Festival this last Sunday, and it was 5 in the afternoon. It was over 90 degrees, and we had these blue mats. They're like like a rubber kind of thing put
Mhm.
out. Within minutes, they were scorching hot.
Oh yeah,
And it was a 30-minute demo, and it was so hot that I was jumping off onto the asphalt to cool my feet off,
Oh, wow.
and I was probably on the mats longer than anybody just because of what I had to do with different people and stuff. And by the end of it, I have blisters. Wednesday in class, the bottom of my right big toe completely peeled off. I'm talking about like the whole leg.
Oh.
Like I have blisters on both of the complete bottoms of my feet burned.
That's nasty.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you're able to. I mean, obviously you knew that your feet were hot, but you probably didn't realize that it was so hot that it was going to cause blisters. It's weird that you're able to like do that. Like push.
I mean, I knew they were burning. It was bad, but I was just like, what? I can't stop. I just have to keep going. Like
Yeah.
I can't not do this right now. You fucking. I'm like, you pick up your feet and you're like swiping them against your leg to try to get some of the heat off, and you're just moving as
Yeah.
much as you can, keeping them off the mat. But it was brutal, and I was so fucking hot by the end of that. I thought I was gonna pass out and throw up at the same time. It was a lot of fun, but it was. I loved it.
I mean, I believe you, but
Yeah.
just how that
It was great. We're taking new recruits. Anybody want to sign up?
Yes. Yeah, it was like, yeah, there was like, there wasn't a big crowd because we were just we weren't in as good a spot as last time, but it was just like half of it was old people just sitting in chairs like clap, wow,
Yeah.
look at them. But yeah, it was fun.
All right, 40% of people are bears too.
40%.
Along with
Really?
you.
I don't think they recognize the value in that.
There's a lot of go-getters out there, but they're focusing on the wrong part. Because imagine how much you could get done if you didn't have to sleep 8 hours which I know most of us don't get 8, but if you're think about your whole wind down period and to the time that you actually sleep and then the time it takes to get up and get ready, all that's so much stuff that you could be doing.
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Sleep, wake up, go to sleep. That's all it takes.
That was my ritual for bedtime. We were talking about that the other day.
Oh yeah.
Drink
Burning question Patrick had for you.
your stretch.
What's
Drink your warm
what's
milk.
your routine?
Pray to big.
Patrick's looking for a routine. He needs a bedtime routine, and he just wanted to take yours.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he was tired of his own routine and he wanted to hear other
He
people's.
just wants
but
the
only yours.
appreciation for routines. That's what he needs.
Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with this one. What if you could convince anyone of anything, but you could always be convinced of anything by anyone?
No,
No. Absolutely
not interested.
So you're getting all this information, you're fucking spouting it out to other people, and you're convincing them too. So you could be the worst thing in existence. if this
Garbage
was
in,
you.
garbage out. No thanks.
Yeah, I don't really like thinking things that aren't true.
Yeah, we we live in a world where we land on the moon.
Are
Right,
you
exactly.
aware that you have this ability, that this thing is happening to you?
Who knows?
I feel like if you were aware of it, somebody tried to convince you, you'd just be like, la, 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 I'm going away. And you just walk the other direction. Or you'd just be like, you can't talk to me right now, and be like, oh, okay. Because they're convinced of whatever you say.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. If you knew about it.
This goes hand in hand with the religion, with the Bigfoot religion.
Yeah.
Convince anyone of anything. I guess, did we take the religion one? We took that, so I guess I have to take this one to go along with it.
I mean, most people are convinced of things that already line up with what they already think anyway. It's like,
Yeah, it's a bias. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it because it's you can convince anybody of anything, but it has nothing to do with the truthiness of what you're telling them. And if you're super gullible, then yeah, you're worthless. You'd be a plague to humanity.
Can rationalize all kinds of stuff to myself. I don't need somebody else doing it.
Yeah.
And me believing them.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think I got orange hair over here? You think I fucking got big towers with fucking gold plating on them and shit?
oh man, I gotta tell you, I saw the most disgusting thing today at the gym. And so they have these machines. They're like stairway conveyor belts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like a
I've
mini
seen 'em.
escalator.
Yeah. I've
God,
seen it.
man, how many people have gotten their foot caught on the bottom of that thing and just got sucked in?
Of that.
Because
I
I've
don't know.
seen them. Because like the step comes down and it like loops underneath, and it's like you could totally just like step off that thing wrong and just get sucked right in.
So there's this guy though. I've seen him. He's a ginger, kind of slightly chubby.
Oh,
Obviously has
goodness.
amazing cardio though. I'll tell you what he's doing. He kind of have a orange beard, curly orange hair. And I go in, and I've seen him there multiple times. Basically, he's at the top of that thing, going really fast. And what he does is like he's hunched over and he's leaning on the thing, and he's just walking the steps like this. He's going up the steps, and he's leaning forward, hunched over, but his legs are moving. And he does this forever. And I walked by this guy, and I'm not kidding. There was so much sweat. It was like the entire machine had been just hosed down with sweat. It was like the stairs were coming around on the conveyor belt, and they were just completely soaked with sweat.
Oh
It was splashing as it came around. The sweat was splashing on the floor. And I was just like looking at it. I was like, how do they clean that? Like, where's the mop that's ready for this? 'Cause
Where's the mop?
I'm serious. It was amazing the amount of sweat that this guy was producing. And he had to have been on this thing for, I don't know, an hour? I mean, a long time. And it was just like, it was raining off him. Then he got off it and got on another machine.
Damn.
Like a fucking, elliptical, and just did the same thing. Just
I mean, as somebody that has back problems, was his posture?
Oh,
even-
it looked terrible.
Yeah, I was
It
going to
looked
say the way you
like-
described it,
yeah.
I'm going, that's
That's
going to be doing more damage than good.
Yeah, it looked awful. Yeah, from what I know of posture, but just if you could see it, it looked like something it looked like a joke from a movie. It was like Jim Carrey was on that thing, and just like sweat was flying off of him, and just literally raining off of everything.
Man, I keep seeing this cartoon image. Of
Yeah,
the
it
guy
was
with
like a cartoon.
sweat flopping
It was
off of
like
it.
that. It's I wish I could exaggerate it more because it was really that ridiculous. And I just stood there staring at him, and I couldn't believe it.
Put a fan on the guy or something, man.
No, God, no. then everybody else gets wet.
Wafting.
I think if he had a fan blowing on him, I think the sweat would evaporate before it all drips off.
Yeah, listen. You can have a fan on. I just don't want to be fucking downwind. That's fine.
It's not going to evaporate that quickly.
It doesn't necessarily smell bad.
I don't want water vapor flying through the air that came through you.
Well, guess what the gym is? You know how the gym sometimes feels a little bit humid?
Yeah, I don't go to gyms.
Yeah,
That's
me
your
neither.
thing. That's fine. To each his own. Different strokes, different folks. Give me a Walmart bag and some canned goods, and I'll lift weights all day. I'll stay in my own fucking house. Y'all can keep your sweaty sweat place to yourself and your MRSA disease. I'm sorry, Becca,
Why are you sorry?
because you just went.
No, I was frustrated with my poem.
Oh, okay.
It's a work in progress.
I thought we were prattling on too much.
I'm at that point again where I'm waiting for just that one perfect thing that one of you is going to say.
Yeah, the magical putty.
I'm just waiting for it.
Cheer up, cheese buns.
Okay, did you have one more question you want to do, and then did anybody else have anything they wanted to talk about?
Nah, man, all my stuff is just shameless plugs, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Shameless plugs. Check out Crosstown Beano on Mixer. He's blowing up huge. Blowing up
He's
huge.
getting big.
One day he'll make us popular. As will Space Coast Steve.
I think Steve-O's gonna get there first.
And Poem Girl. That's me.
That's it.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
going to make my alter ego.
Poem
Slamming
Girl,
poems.
GRRRL.
Yes. Okay, one more question. This is a pretty good one. It's pretty serious, though.
Ah.
Oh, good.
Wait,
You wanna
I got wait. I got a suggestion for you. So I was thinking like like Ryman Becca. No, that doesn't sound good. Like Ryman Rebecca. No, Ryman Reba.
I'm not a Reba, dude.
Ryman Reba.
I'm not a Reba.
But
My
and
dad
you don't
used to call me
necessarily even
Reba
rhyme
Paw.
either, huh? Your dad.
My dad
did?
used to call me Reba Caw. Ryman Reba Caw.
Yeah, please don't go by Reba.
Ryman Reba.
I'm definitely not a Reba. I could probably even somewhat handle Becky, but Reba is not for me.
Reba's painful. Yeah, don't do that.
And Reba was my name.
I think you should market the whole type of poetry that it is.
Which is
Pod
Beck-
poetry. Oh, what? Oh, what was it?
I like haiku. It's Beku.
Beku.
I don't know. Why would it be considered a haiku?
It's not.
It's none. Literally, none of them are the basic structure of a haiku.
It's just random thoughts that you put in, and it's the Beku. The Beku is the moose. Anyways, what's the last question?
The moose.
The last question is, what if you could cure all conditions with your presence, but when you leave, the person becomes sick again?
No.
No.
Even the point.
No. They would.
To go help the little Make-A-Wish kids for a second?
Yeah.
And then they would all want to be around you all the time.
Yeah, man. You get. Yeah, there's no running offline on that, is there?
No. Like yeah, you make everybody feel better, but they have to. There'd be like technicalities, like they have to be within a certain range, or they have to be inside the same structure you're in. So they build like these huge coliseums, just so I can live inside it, and other people can come and live up in the bleachers or something.
Live in the bleachers?
Yeah.
You like ride around some kind of weird Pope mobile or something, so everybody can be near you, see you.
It can't be a Pope mobile because that's enclosed, and the power has to be free to move out.
It's glass. It's a conductor.
What if nobody? Okay, you could make it. Nobody knew about it. It was up to you. Your sole discretion is completely up to you. You encounter somebody that's like about to die, and you're like, I don't know how you would encounter that, but if you did, you could just like be around them for 5 minutes, and they can feel really good for 5 minutes, and then you leave and they just die.
Well, the thing is, I mean, why wouldn't you take it? Just take it because let's say you have a loved one, a spouse, or your mom or dad or whoever. You could keep them healthy. You're going to be with them. You know, if it's your husband or wife, you're going to be with them anyway. They would stay healthy.
That'd be a movie right there, man. It's like you like your parent is going to die unless you stay in the room with them forever.
It
Well, maybe
sounds
not the
like a
room.
pretty dark movie, actually.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that sounds Edgar Allan Poe-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And I think it wouldn't take too long.
Macchiato thing.
It wouldn't take long for people to put it together. You know, humans are very good at recognizing patterns. And if
Are they?
yeah, and if they
Uh-huh.
realize that this one guy, every time he's around, this person feels good. I don't know. And it happens to everybody else. Everybody feels good as he walks down the hallway. What the fuck? Everybody feels good.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't know. That might be too much of a burden.
Have you heard Scott Adams talk about how pattern recognition is bullshit and it's just us like lying to ourselves and not really understanding? We don't really know what's happening.
No way.
I haven't, but I'm highly skeptical. Because
Well, it's the kind of thing where a lot of things anybody says is I understand the point he's making. It doesn't mean that it's 100% true, but it's the idea that our perceptions, we just connect all these dots, and it's basically that same thing as cognitive dissonance. We're basically just aligning quote patterns into what we believe to try to support our narrative. So we start to pick out things and say, oh yeah, that's totally
Yeah. Now, the pattern recognition that people are so good at can definitely lead you to believe false things.
yeah.
But the human brain is constantly looking for patterns, and when it finds them, then it's like, oh, there's something here, and that's where skepticism comes in, because you don't necessarily need to believe all those patterns that you've recognized.
Yeah, and when he's saying patterns, I mean, there's a difference between the actual graphical representation of what a pattern is versus what one might think is the culmination or representation of a group of feelings or emotions that you're realizing as a pattern, which, you know, is effective of bias. But if you look at 6 blocks on a wall that all have a zigzag pattern on in each one of them, and you're looking for the one that's different, well, I'm sorry, that's a pattern.
Yeah, no, he's not talking about. He's talking about like
he's talking about
how superstitions are created, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. It's not that humans recognizing patterns is bullshit. It's that sometimes the patterns you recognize are bullshit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What you determine is a pattern.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. I graphed absences during pay weeks, and I noticed a clear representation of a pattern. So and that has nothing to do with my bias. It was absentees on a spreadsheet during pay weeks.
What?
Who's absentees?
It started bugging me. I noticed that whenever we had high absentees or tardies, or actually people just calling out, was whenever it was a pay week. So if you got paid on Friday, I noticed that we'd have people calling out on Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, while the wallet's full through the next week. People would call out because they had money in hand. And then things would settle back and normalize. And I noticed this enough times. I went, what? You know, so-and-so, it seems every third Saturday they need to off or something, you know, and once you start recognizing that, and sure enough, over a 6-month period,
it became a predictor.
Yeah, people when it's pay week, and it certainly, and you know, it also translates into too. You can extrapolate that to income tax returns.
Oh yeah, for
People
sure.
will miss swaths of days after they get their income tax check.
That's some dedicated research, Dave. But it makes perfect sense.
Well,
That-
somebody's got to cover the shifts. You might want to be able to have an answer for it. Why does this shit always happen? Because they just got paid, man.
So does that mean that being paid weekly is better? Would it be better if you're paid weekly? Would people be less likely to? Because your check wouldn't be as big. You wouldn't feel as empowered.
I would say that then the motivation would, instead from a pay thing, it would switch to when the bills were due. So like if you got paid every week, but your bills were due middle of the month, end of the month, you'd find that people would be flush with cash sometime,
The furthest point from
the
bills
furthest
being
point
due.
from that. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. And so that's where I think that would offset would happen. Although I don't have any data to prove that.
No. This is a bill paycheck. This is a nothing paycheck.
I got rent. This rent's coming out of this one. I can't miss anything.
That's absolutely true.
Wow. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Hard data.
Patterns. There was an episode of this show I used to watch on Sci-Fi. I think it was called Night Visions or something like that. It was an hour-long show where there was 2 30-minute like mini movies about some form of something that's supposed to terrify you. And one of them was called Patterns. And it was this guy, Malcolm McDowell was in this one, I believe. And he was like a therapist. And there was a guy that was like, I literally can't stop doing these patterns with my hands. I have these things that I have to do. I have patterns that I have to stick to all day. Or if I stop, terrible things are going to happen. And the guy's like, you have to stop. And the whole 30 minutes is this therapist trying to convince this guy to stop, and then he finally gets him to, and then the therapist goes outside and planes are crashing and just all kinds of shit's going on.
Wow. That's awesome. I thought you were going to say the therapist died.
Yeah.
No, well, that probably would. Maybe he did. Maybe he got hit by one of those planes that was crashing.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been.
Yeah.
For a good end to that episode.
It was a pretty cool show. I liked it, but I don't remember what it's called. I think it was called Night Vision.
Speaking of cool shows, it's the end of this one.
Great outro.
Becca, it's
Yes.
that time again.
Okay.
I hope you found the last piece that you wanted for your poem puzzle.
I didn't, but that's okay. Because I can. There's a bridge. I was hoping to bridge between 2 parts, and I can just cut off the last part. Okay, this one is called "From the Perspective of Lazarus." That's it. That's all I wanted. Was you guys should have snapped for just the title. Okay. China owns Hollywood. That's what I know. I was there, and I know what they really feel. A casting call for a film about the world's problems. Raise your hands for any reason. Say no. All they can do is throw you out. But you're closest to the door. Nobody's going to believe you, but they will remember you. Stop snapping in unison. That's not okay. That is not how this works. Ugh, please do them right. I can't handle it.
There you go.
Oh.
All right, there you go.
That was gross.
You're like the guy with the finger patterns. Like you have to hear them all like random snaps, otherwise planes are gonna fall from the sky.
He was over here triggering. It's like that's something we should do for like a Purge movie or something. Just
Yeah.
it's the West Side Horror Story.
Well, when you expect snaps to be sporadic and then all of a sudden they're just all at the same time, how are you supposed to feel?
I guess you're right.
I don't know. There's years of therapy in that one. I don't know.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you to Haywood Banks for our theme song. Check us out on Patreon. Give us a like or subscribe wherever you're at.
Wherever you're at. Leave us, give us a call. Leave us a voicemail, suggestions, comments. If we were really wrong about something, let us know. 865.
Hear you.
865 316 6955.
865 316 6955. That's it. 865 316
down 55. Deuces.